All right, folks, this video we're going to talk about some of the 45-pound plates that I have, weight plates. So you'll see we have mainly steel ones, but then we've got this bumper plate. So let's start with that one, and then I will get it out of the way. But, you know, this is probably one of the cheapest bumper plates I could find. Got this off Walmart, and, you know, these are good for if you've got concrete flooring, maybe even, you know, for that matter, wood flooring. A floor that you do not want to damage. If you're going to do exercises like deadlifts, clean and jerks, things like that, any kind of weight that you have to pick the barbell off of the floor, these would be really good for that. Negatives to it, you know, they're quite a bit fatter, a little harder to pick up because there's no hand grips. And, you know, the thickness does definitely come into play. Now on this channel, you'll see that I have from 10 to 55 of the bumper plates. These are, you know, not too bad a price at times. You get the really good ones, then, you know, you're talking way more money than what I paid for that. That was almost $1 a pound when I purchased it. Just within the last 6 to 8 months. But these are, you know, made out of rubber, and they have different durometers, harder, softer, you know, depending on what the durometer is. It might bounce more off the floor, or it might bounce less. So that is the bumper plate. Now, hopefully I can pick this up without having that other weight slide off onto the floor, which might be a concern. There we go. All right. So standard barbell. I think there's a ton of people that make these nowadays, but that's, you know, more old school weight plate, right? No hand grip on it. And it is, you know, a little more difficult to carry. Not as difficult, obviously, as the bumper plate, but you know, pretty simple design. You would think those plates would be the cheapest. Sometimes they, you know, are a little lower in price. Other times, you know, like, why is this plate so expensive? Good question. But I had 3 sets of those at one time, and whatever dumb reason, I'm down to just 1 set. But this one I have had almost 20 years now, I believe. So let's move on to the next one. So I know we moved on to the VTX here, but that last standard, so I actually have 2. One is thicker than the other, but they, you know, they both weigh 45 pounds. Now, VTX, I do believe this is probably the best 45 that I have. I've had this one 15 years now, I think. Back when you could buy, you know, a 300-pound set for 160 bucks. Something like this, though, was going for closer to 200. I bought this set with a barbell for about 160 used, I believe. So at the time, you know, it seemed like a lot of money, but it's been well worth it. These are, out of the ones that we have here, I know they're beat up a little bit. These were the best manufactured. Ergonomically, just feels better in your hand when you're picking it up. Better quality. I would have thought these were cast, but I don't feel the seam anywhere. So if they were, they did a great job of getting rid of it. Don't really see these too much anymore. I would imagine they are available somewhere, but you know, it just isn't a plate that I've been able to pick up more of. Otherwise, I think, you know, it'd been nice if you go back in time when weight plates were cheap. Of course, I didn't make as much money back then, so maybe in that regards, these weren't really that much cheaper. But I'd love to have had a you know, 3 sets of VTX plates. Now, would I need all those? Good question. There's certain plates I I don't really need a lot of like 35s. Having a couple extra 25s is good. Having a lot of 10s has been useful, as many of you probably know. I'm just going to slide this one over. So this should be my cheapest 45, but I think I paid $49.99 for that back in the day when I bought it. Had that over a year now. BalanceFrom or BalanceFrom, however you say it. Now, if you can notice, the diameter of that one is smaller. So I honestly hate putting that on the bar because you look at it from far away, you're like, damn, he's got two 45s and a 35 on there. But in reality, it's a 45 pounder. I think most of these were probably Chinese made, including this one's definitely Chinese. It's just kind of blah, right? Tells you what the weight is. Doesn't, they have no pride in their namesake on this plate. But at least, you look at it pretty much at any angle, you can tell, hey, 20.4 kilograms, 45 pounds. So I don't think there's any difference. Yeah, the other side's the same exact. This has been cast. You can feel the seam here on the inside. Matter of fact, all the way around. But the outside, they did do a good job of cleaning that up. So that is your BalanceFrom weight plate. Let's just move on over to my cap. And I honestly think this is probably the last, this is probably going to be the last 45-pound plate that I buy, unless somebody breaks in and steals the weights out of the garage. But we are expanding, folks. We're going to have more equipment. We've definitely got a lot of other stuff, cameras, lights, all kinds of stuff, hopefully to make this channel a success. What we might not have is talent. So that could be a problem. And if eventually I can find some collaborators, maybe we can, make up for that a little bit. All right, so the cap plates. I got these at Amazon just recently, $55. Of course, Prime days, they were available for $50, which would have been nice to get. These, for the money, they're pretty damn good quality. I'd take this over that guy any day. Now there are, caps equipment like fitness benches and stuff, or some of them are junk. But the weight plates, if you ever notice, I do have, 14 10-pound cap weight plates. I've got 4 5-pounders. I don't have any 2.5ers because I have enough 2.5s of other brands. But when you're just, let's say you start with a bar, put 10 pounds on each side, put another 10 and just go all the way out. Makes for a pretty good workout and just a good way to change it up. This is cast as well, and I think this one feels a little better than the second one I bought on the inside. They did a good job of cleaning it up. The outside of this is real nice. Powder coated, it looks like. I would say they're all powder coated, but this I think will last a while. The paint on it, this has got to be hand painted. That looks a little crappy, but yeah, there's my my 45-pound plates. I don't know that we'll ever do another video on the other stuff, but maybe one day we'll do one just on all the bumper plates. Thanks for checking out the video. Please like, please subscribe. Thank you.